Now that I had myself a satisfying dinner at Jigger's there, I'm going to go back to the beach. It was good, very good. Now, I noticed when I first came out here on Sunday, there was no van with fish, and then on Monday there was no van with fish, and on Tuesday also there was no van with fish. But today, Wednesday, when I came out of the campsite at around noon to go to the beach, I saw they had set up. So I thought, okay, I'll go to the beach and I'll enjoy the afternoon there, and I'll come back here for dinner, which I did, and I'm glad I did. And now I'm going back out to the beach. But when I was making my order, I asked, well, how come, you weren't here the last 3 days? How come you're here now? And she says, well, we usually take Sunday or Monday off, or both, and we come out when we have some fish. And so if they don't have any fish, they don't come out. Very simple. And after eating that monster poutine and huge, well, reasonable sized piece of fish, I really had to go poop. So I went to the real estate place right next to Jigger's, because Jigger's doesn't have a restroom, and I noticed that it was 15 minutes after they closed, but the door was not locked. So I went inside and I heard somebody moving around in one of the back offices, and I went back there and I said, look, I know you're closed, but do you have a restroom I can use? This is really urgent. And it was really urgent because too much information. But that was good. I was able to get cleaned up. And now I can go back to the beach. I'll go to another beach this time. I went to Long Beach just before dinner, and I was feeling weak, and I thought, well, maybe my blood sugar is low from all that walking. And it was. After the walk on the beach, it was on the lower side, and so I thought, okay, better get some food in me. And what better food than breaded halibut and fries and cheese and gravy. So now I can go back out there and not feel so weak. And I'll read some more. I finished the book I was reading. I'll start another. I've been wanting to get to this one for a while. Oh, you want to know what it is, don't you? S.M. Sterling's A Meeting at Corvallis. I discovered this author's work several years ago, and that was because the cover on one of his books looked interesting, and sure enough it was, and the book was interesting, very interesting. And so I've been slowly grabbing up all the books by S.M. Sterling that I can find and reading them leisurely. I probably read them slower than he writes them, as I have a few at home. But yeah, this one was in the pile for about 5 years, so it's time to read it. don't know why I'm talking about this. I mean, don't you all have piles of books you want to read? I know there are some people who don't really care for reading much at all. Like Cindy, I read a book, Bernie will remember this one, The Speed of Dark. I think I read it about 2 years ago. And it was a fast read. I mean, within about 4 or 5 days. And that's with my busy schedule where I have trouble fitting time in to do things like read. I finished the book. I just zoomed right through it because it was such an entertaining read. And I told Cindy how good it was, and she has been taking it with her on trips. I don't know if she still has it or if she lent it to somebody. But for a couple of years there, she was carrying this book around when we went on trips, especially. And I don't think she ever read it. So there are people who are not big readers. I know that there are a couple books that she wants to read in her, well, lying around the house that I know she hasn't read. And I know she won't. Because she finds other things to occupy her time. I know that in fall, if they have that Survivor TV series again, she'll be all over that. Yep. Another vlog leaving Ucluelet, this time handheld. Another couple hours on the beach would be nice. Then I'll head back to the camp and light a fire. Another thing about this trip, it's been very productive in that I've edited a bunch of videos, and I even shot some. I shot a fair amount of video here. This should keep things going for a couple months before there's any new footage from new trips this year. I may have mentioned in passing that I'm going to Montreal in September, and we're going to South Tube 6 down in Myrtle Beach. Hopefully I get this vlog up before then. Maybe not. Maybe you'll be watching this in December going, what the fuck are you on about, Quig? Yeah. Oh, this is important here. I forgot to get this already. The 49th parallel. We just passed the 49th parallel. Better accelerate here because there's a truck coming up behind me. Alright. There was the sign, the 49th parallel. It is unlawful to feed wildlife. So said the sign right there. So now we're entering the national park. Pacific Rim National Park. It's a lovely park. I really enjoy the beaches here. And I wish I could come out here more often. But as it is right now, it's about once a year. Yep. Oh yeah, there's the sign. The sign says you've got to have a membership card to get inside. No, it doesn't. It says Pacific Rim National Park Reserve of Canada. I think I'll go to Wickaninnish Beach this time.